The modern world has a way of pulling us into routines that feel empty. It pushes us toward the superficial, the fast-paced, the instantly gratifying. We are encouraged to chase success, status, and security, often at the cost of something much deeper, our spirit. For those who feel a calling beyond the material, this world can feel like a constant distraction, a system designed to keep us focused on the external rather than the internal. The pressure to conform, to prioritize what is seen over what is felt, is relentless. And yet, for the spiritual soul, this resistance is part of the journey. It's not just about rejecting the noise, but about learning to listen beyond it, to cultivate awareness in a world that constantly tries to numb it, to move past what's fleeting and reach for what is eternal. The first challenge of being deeply spiritual in a world obsessed with the mundane is realizing that most people don't experience life the same way you do. While you might feel drawn to deeper meanings, to the unseen forces that shape existence, many around you may be entirely absorbed in their daily routines, unaware of, or even uninterested in the spiritual dimension. This can feel isolating, as if you exist on a different frequency. But this isolation is not a burden, it's a sign that your path is unique, that your journey is meant to go beyond what is obvious, beyond what is expected. Instead of seeking validation from the outside world, you begin to find it within yourself, through your connection to the universe, the divine, or whatever higher force you recognize. In a society that measures worth by what you produce, what you own, how far you climb, the spiritual soul moves in the opposite direction. It values growth over gain, depth over display, connection over competition. And this contrast can sometimes make it feel like you're swimming against the current. But here's the truth. Real fulfillment does not come from external achievements. It comes from who you become, from how deeply you understand yourself, from how much peace you cultivate within. Yet this is not easy in an era of constant distraction. Technology feeds our minds with endless information, while social media drowns us in comparison and superficial pursuits. The world tells you to want more attention, more approval, more success. But you know that these things are temporary. The true work is internal. It requires focus, discipline, a conscious effort to turn down the noise and tune into the silence within. Because in that silence lies wisdom, clarity, truth, and perhaps one of the greatest lessons of walking a spiritual path is learning that not everyone is ready to hear what you've discovered. The urge to share your insights, to guide others, to help them see, it's natural. But wisdom is not something that can be forced onto others. Everyone is on their own path. Everyone has their own timing. Instead of pushing, simply be. Embody your truth. Live your spirituality through your actions, not just your words. In doing so, you become a light, not one that demands attention, but one that quietly illuminates, allowing others to find their own way when they are ready. But make no mistake, living spiritually in a material world is not easy. Society craves immediate results, quick transformations, tangible rewards. The spiritual journey, on the other hand, is slow, often unseen. It's about faith in the unseen, growth that happens below the surface. This is why patience is key. Trusting that even when you don't see progress, something is shifting, that the deeper transformations happen in the quiet moments, the ones that go unnoticed by the outside world, and in a world that moves at an unnatural speed, where everything is about instant gratification. The spiritual life demands slowness, time to sit in reflection, to meditate, to breathe, to listen. This kind of stillness is not valued by society, but it is crucial for your soul's evolution. Because the truth is, growth happens in the stillness, in the spaces where the world noise fades and your true voice emerges. Being deeply spiritual in a world that thrives on materialism also means constantly balancing these two realms. The spiritual self craves connection, purpose, transcendence. The material world demands survival, productivity, success. Walking this tightrope is one of the greatest challenges of the modern seeker. But balance is not about rejecting one side. It's about integration, finding a way to move through the world without being consumed by it, to engage with the material world while still being rooted in the spiritual. There will be moments when the world feels overwhelming, when responsibilities, pressures, and expectations drown out the quiet whisper of your soul. When that happens, return to your practices, to the things that ground you: meditation, prayer, stillness. These are not just habits, they are lifelines. They remind you of who you are, why you are here, and they give you the strength to keep moving forward even when the world around you is chaotic. In the end, living as a deeply spiritual person in an overly mundane world is not about escaping it. It's about transforming it, starting with yourself. It's about infusing your daily life with your deepest truths, bringing awareness to your relationships, purpose to your actions, and peace to your presence. It's about living in a way that reflects your highest values, even when the world doesn't always understand them. And above all, it's about trusting that by staying true to your path, you are contributing to something far greater than yourself. You are part of something vast, something divine, a cosmic unfolding that is taking place through you. Even when the world seems lost in the trivial, you're part of something that is timeless. And in that trust, in that knowing, you find not just survival, but true fulfillment. If this video resonated with you, let me know in the comments what spoke to you the most. I'd love to hear your thoughts. As always, wishing you peace on your journey.